All right, welcome to another edition of From the Bottom Up, where we take an album and we basically start off at the bottom with the worst tracks and work our way up to the best. So right now, um, this time around, we are going to be doing Led Zeppelin Physical Graffiti, and that is definitely a tall task. Just to give you a quick rundown, real quick on this album. Definitely one of the greatest albums of our time. It was the first double album from Led Zeppelin. Made its appearance February the 24th, 1975. Reached number one like most of their albums did. And for a double album, it went 16 times platinum. So not bad at all there. Produced by Jimmy Page. Also featured a bunch of engineers and people who helped out, obviously, because the album was recorded, and then they realized they had a lot of enough to make a double album, so they started going through their archives, and they found songs that either were finished or needed some work on, and they added them to there. So you can hear a little bit in the sound of the songs. How they some of them might sound a little bit different than others just because of that fact. 15 tracks in all here, and we're going to dig right in here. We got a lot to discuss here. So we're going to start off with number 15, none other than Bron Roar, a pleasant, peaceful acoustic piece about the 18th century cottage where Led Zeppelin 3 was mostly written. A peaceful country cottage is definitely a good way to describe the Bron Roar. And Robert Plant and Page took up residence there and constructed a lot of songs, and this was one of them. The only reason why I got it at number 15 is because I would say compared to the rest of the album is this is like one of those most solid albums. I mean, for a double album, to have the quality of songs that this one does is simply amazing. To tell you the truth, there's not a bad song on here, and this is where pretty much this sweet part of the album is starting off right off the bat because that's how good this album is. And this nice acoustic piece is definitely a great song. Definitely like it, but it's last probably because it is acoustic. I'm more one of these people who really like to hear some vocals and the full nine yards with the drums and all the different instruments. But this one helps set the tone. Great song, and that's why I got it that at number 15. We're gonna go down to number 14 here. And this was one of those songs that was actually recorded prior to 1971. And oddly enough, it was the same during the same session that produced Rock and Roll from Led Zeppelin 4. So that's going to be Boogie with Stu, heavily based on Richie Valens' 1950s hit, Ooh My Head, hence the credit to his mother in the credits there, along with the Led Zeppelin members. Yeah, definitely a solid song, bluesier song. And you could definitely hear how, it definitely seems like it's recorded a lot earlier than the stuff that was actually recorded for the album here. So that's what I got at number 14. Number 13, this song I used to like a lot more. I used to play it on the radio quite a bit. And oddly enough, it's the only single that was released from Physical Graffiti. And it peaked at number 38. So I'm not quite sure why they only released one single and that this was it. But Trampled Underfoot. Yeah, we used to get that song a lot on the radio. I haven't really heard this song much, I would say over the last 10, 15 years, unless I pull out Physical Graffiti and play it. Um, yeah, this song is definitely, it's a solid song, you know. It's why it's at 15 and not, I mean, that's why it's at 13 and not 15, but I don't know, just not as solid as the rest of the album. as you will see. Number 12, we got Night Flight. Uh, Definitely another one of these songs. It's definitely probably one of the more lesser known songs from the album, but it does feature a solid vocal performance by Mr. Robert Plant, and basically it's on his take about nuclear war. So, yeah, definitely a great song. Um, it's one of those ones that kind of people would kind of miss if they didn't have the album and play every track. But Night Flight's what we got at number 12. Number 11, we're going to go down with the lead-off track from the album. Of course, we're talking about Custard Pie. Starts the album off in fine style. I'm just kind of surprised that it didn't fare as well on my list here because I really like this song. But then when I started matching up the songs that are before it and after it, I'm going, man, this was tough. It was tough to place this one. But after further listens, this is where I got it at number 11. It just goes to show you the strength of this album as a whole when you got a song this good stuck as the number 11 song on the album. But that's what I have at number 11. So we're going to go down to our number 10. We've got Down by the Seaside, an interesting song that was originally written as an acoustic track way back in 1970, and it was reworked as an electric track for Led Zeppelin 4. And that's where we got it right now. This is number 10, Down by the Seaside. Definitely a different Led Zeppelin song. It definitely doesn't fit the mold as like any other song on this album. Totally different, and that's probably why I got it where I have it. It's good to have different flavors, and this one was definitely one of the ones that stood out for me, and that's why I got it at 10. Number 9, number 9, as Davy Cretin would say, In My Time of Dying, which is the longest song in the Zeppelin catalog. The tune was initially done by Blind Willie Johnson, and he did receive a writing credit alongside all four Zeppelin members on this song. Definitely says this song has a lot. Bob Dylan did this song himself before. There's quite a few covers of it, but of course nobody has done it the way Led Zeppelin did it. That's for sure. So that's what we got here. In My Time of Dying, the longest song in the Led Zeppelin catalog, as it clocks in at, wow, 11 minutes and 4 seconds. And interesting how they put it third on the album, the last song on side one. So pretty interesting there, but that's what they did. And that one was actually one that was recorded for this particular album, Physical Graffiti. So it wasn't a leftover or anything like that. So even though they reworked it, and it was recorded at Headley Grange. So, all right. So number 9, In My Time of Dying, and number 8, we're gonna go down to the Wonton Song. The group built this song around another Page guitar riff. Uh, Really played it live up until the time it was used as an opener on the two Page and Plant tours, which was a great way to start one of their shows by bringing out this song. Wonton Song, definitely one of those songs that kind of, there's so many good songs on this album, so it's definitely one of the lesser played songs on the radio. Like when I started listening to radio a lot back in like the late 70s, early 80s, certain songs would be played all the time from this album. You would definitely hear like Cashmere, obviously, Trampled Underfoot, Custard Pie. But a lot of this album, unless you're like on a album-oriented rock station, you weren't really hearing them anywhere else. But yeah, definitely this song is definitely one of the best of the album, and we got it locked in at number 8. Number 7, gonna go back to a song that was actually left off their previous studio album, and that's none other than Houses of the Holy, which actually was the name of their previous studio album. So kind of surprising that you would leave the title cut off of it. But and an interesting thing too, they left this song as it was. So, they recorded it for House of the Holy, decided not to put it on there for whatever reason, and then they just took it and put it right on this album. Didn't do no overdubs, nothing. They just kept it as is. So that's pretty interesting. Definitely House of the Holy was one of those songs you would hear on the radio from time to time. Definitely a classic song. One of the band's best for sure. Number 7, House of the Holy. We're going to go down to number 6, and that is a song that focuses on groupies. Yes, we're going to go back to the LA Queens, and we're going to talk Sick Again, as Robert Plant kind of takes his memories from the ladies that follow them around on that infamous 1973 tour and classic Page riff. What could be said? Sick Again, one of the best songs out of the Zeppelin catalog, one of the raunchiest riffs, and what else other than a perfect way to close out one of the best albums of all time. And yeah, just a great concert song as well, I might add. A lot of good live versions exist of this one out there. If you're looking at bootlegs or something like that, definitely a great song. So that's our number 6. Number 5, kind of mellow song here. It was recorded out in the garden at Stargrove's recording studio in 1972. It was an acoustic song. If you listen to the song closely, you can actually hear airplane flying overhead, and the band almost abandoned the idea when that came into play, but they kept it on the song for effect. And that's none other than Black Country Woman, a great song, one of those sing-along type songs. And you know, Plant loved it because he ended up reviving it during his Now and Zen tour and did a great version on that. And yeah, Black Country Woman is definitely one of the gems of the catalog without a doubt. And that's going to take us to our number 4, the song that Jimmy Page is often cited as his favorite on this album. What can it be? None other than In the Light. Just a solid track from start to finish. What can be said about this song? It's definitely with the introduction there, the drone intro, and everything that John Paul Jones brings into this song. Simply just an amazing song. You can't get enough of In the Light for sure. And I really, yeah, I really enjoyed this. This is definitely one of the highlights on the album. That's why we got it where we have it at number 4. And that's going to bring us down to the top 3 songs on this album. And I've got number 3 with The Rover. This one is a leftover track that was written in 1970 at Brown Roar, was reworked for the House of the Holy album, but not used till now. And the real, real highlight of this song is the solo by Jimmy Page. Whoa, what a great solo! But the whole song cooks from start to finish, no doubt. Just simply love this song, and it's weird how they didn't really play it live ever. This is definitely one of those great songs that a lot of people, unless you're a true Led Zeppelin fan and really like this album, A lot of people don't really know about the song, but it's just simply a great song, and I simply love it. It's one of my favorite ones from the whole catalog, and that's The Rover. Number two leaves us two songs to go over real quick here. Number two is one that people are probably going to be surprised that I'm picking it as number two. Arguably the most progressive track this Led Zeppelin has ever recorded, and we're talking Kashmir. Lyrics were written by Plant while he was on vacation in Morocco. Um, this song, you know, really needs no introduction from me. The only thing I'll end by saying this song was played live for the first time in January of 1975, and it was played at every show until the end in Berlin in 1980, which was the final Led Zeppelin show. So, they always tried to mix the set lists up from tour to tour. This one never left, always was there, and you can see why. Just a stunning song that usually live it would feature Black Mountainside being played before it would go into Kashmir. What a great way to segue into Kashmir. I always liked that. Listening back to tours, I think 77 is probably one of my favorite bootleg era of the band. Man, they've made so many great recordings, especially those LA shows. You want to listen to some great shows. Listen to the Los Angeles shows from that area era. Just simply amazing. 1977. All right. And I know you guys are waiting for it. Number one of the band's finest arrangements ever. Of course, we are talking 10 years gone. And you probably would have known that if you would have seen the video that ranks my favorite Zeppelin songs, which we'll put inside the description here. So you can always go back and refer back to it. This piece constructed with overdubbed electric and acoustic guitars, to me, the ultra highlight of the whole Zepp catalog. And yeah, simply just a great song, talking about a lost love and the guitar playing by Page. The whole song is just from beginning to end, just a masterpiece. No other way to describe it. To me, the pinnacle song on the mountain of Led Zeppelin, 10 years gone. So real quick, I'm just gonna read them off to you. Starting at number 15, Brown Roar. Number 14, Boogie with Stew. 13, Trampled Underfoot. 12, Night Flight. 11, Custard Pie. 10, Down by the Seaside. Number 9, In My Time of Dying. Number 8, The Wonton Song. Number 7, Houses of the Holy. Number 6, Sick Again. Number 5, Black Country Woman. Number 4, In the Light. Number 3, The Rover. Number 2, Kashmir. Number 1, 10 Years Gone. Yeah, once again, we appreciate any comments. Definitely leave us a message. If there's any other albums you want us to do from the bottom up, we're more than happy to look at it and see what we can do for you to accommodate that. And as always, please subscribe and like. We must get those likes. If if you really truly learned something from this video, we would appreciate a like. Um, Even if we make you go back and listen to the album to give you your ranking, put your ranking on here. We'll be more than happy to, look at it and see what you think. I always like to see what other people think. Um, you know, what songs that might be special enough to them where they might be higher on their list as opposed to some other songs. So, everybody has different takes on them. You could put 20 people on a list and tell them to rank them in order, and I bet you wouldn't even get 20 that no one would be the same list at all. 20 people, you'd probably have 20 different lists, almost guaranteed, especially when you got 15 songs. All right, folks. That ends it for this episode. Stay tuned for many more from the bottom up. See ya.